Oh, not yet.
There you
Okay.
go. Now it says we're live. Woohoo!
Awesome. Is that what those green bar thingies right there are?
No, I think the green bar thingies are to indicate the sound, like the microphone volume and whatnot.
All right. All right.
I
And
think,
that says we're live.
yeah. In the upper right-hand corner, it should definitely say we are live. Let me go ahead and just refresh here so that I can get into the chat. I'm really glad you guys decided to join me this evening. This is going to be a lot of fun. Let me go ahead.
I'm glad you had us, Bob.
Yeah, I'm very glad to be here. This is totally an experimentation for me. This is my absolute first Google Hangouts, anything. So yeah, glad to be here.
Fantastic. Mike Carr, welcome. It's great to see you. Hill Country Traveler, great to see you back. We're here this evening with Jeff, aka Idiot of the Day from YouTube, and Pneumatic Bike. So we're gonna do a trio for you guys tonight.
It takes two of us to take Recycle Dude's place. I think is what it is.
That's the truth, man. Scrap Kingdom in the house. Watching the Chris and Holly show. They're a lot of fun. Cool. No, this isn't his channel, Stephen and Joanna Crenshaw, but we do co-host quite a bit, and we go back and forth between my channel and his, so that's what he meant.
Yeah, Recycle Dude's been needing some airtime for sure.
Yeah. We've been trying to help him out, get to the 4,000 view hour so that he can apply for the YouTube partnership program.
Yeah, you've been cool for helping him out. He'll go on just about any time. I noticed that, and 2-3 times a day, and most of the time you're there with him. So kudos to you, man.
We just want to get him there, man. I'm either there in the chat or I co-host with him. It's a lot of fun too, because he's a very entertaining fellow. If he's not singing, he's trying to entertain us in so many ways. So he's a good guy.
Yeah, that's what I said in my live today. I was like, you go check out Recycle Dude. It's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get.
Let's see here. Round 2. Mike Har, you said you didn't see my last video. I'm going to have to check that out now that you said that. What about Night Shame? Night Shame was kind of a guest on the show. He may come back, he may not. But we'll see. Only time will tell there. Hey, Gil Skillz. MU free music for your videos. It's good to see you. Bitter Truth. Great to see you. 23444. Great to see you. Oh, awesome, Mike Harris. You gave me a shout out. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. Dirt TV show. Welcome, Foul Fish. Guys, feel free to chime in anytime you want. This is just as much your stream as it is mine.
Yeah, this is a lot different for me. A lot more chill, not having to talk the whole time. So,
Exactly. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, the dynamic's a little different when you've got multiple people that could be talking at once. It's difficult because you don't want to talk over someone necessarily, but you want to say your piece.
Exactly.
Yep.
So let's see. Kelly Paulson, welcome. Really love the montage video that you did and the shout outs for all the folks that you shout out their channels for. So that was much appreciated. So did Bill get into the vodka yet?
It's yeah, just a little bit. I got this one, and I got this one for backup just in case. So
sweet. So you're prepped. You're good to go for the night. I appreciate you stopping by and showing some support and love, Kelly. It's always good to see you. She's got a fantastic channel too, guys. if you haven't done so already, definitely check out Kelly Paulson's channel.
Yeah, Kelly Paulson, I wanted to say hi. I see you just about everywhere I go, so you're definitely in with the right crowd. And I haven't had a chance to check out your stuff, and I apologize for that. But I'll be looking for it.
Sweet. Treasure Hustlers is in the house. Woohoo! It's good to see you. Hello, Mr. Bob.
Yeah. You fell fish.
Treasure Hustlers said hi, Jeff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Treasure Hustlers, how are you? It's good to see you.
See, that's another thing that, you know, we do in Google Hangouts. We got each other's backs. If we don't, you know, one person doesn't see the you know, this thing in this chat, we kind of, you know, help each other out.
Yeah, and that person being me. I'm still in the experimental stages here. This is my first Hangouts, so I haven't figured out a way to see the chat yet, but Mr. Gil Skillz right here's kind of shouting it out a little bit, so thank you.
Absolutely. Kelly Paulson said hello to you. Wow. Pneumatic bike. Just had a brain fart there.
I get those all the time. Yeah.
Let's see. I edited the other day. Edited a video. Gil Skillz. Hey, Funko Pop Ohana. Funko Pop Ohana. Wow, I can't talk today. It's been a weird day today. It started snowing. Then it started, you know, these big, huge snowflakes started coming down. Then it started raining. And we just had a thunderstorm. So, yeah.
All 4 seasons.
Pretty much. Hey, Steve the Technophile. It's good to see you. Pam's Great Outdoor Adventures is here. Look at all the
Hey, Pam.
For those of you that are just coming into the chat, we've got Jeff from Idiot of the Day here, and we've got Pneumatic Bike. So we're going to do a trio together tonight.
Trio.
Hey, Bob.
Yes, sir.
It just there's a little bit of lag. It's not on your end. I think it's on mine. Anything other than that, that's why I'm not 100% sure when to chime in, because my chat's locking up on me. So I'm sorry about that.
That's okay, bud.
I think it's something with.
That's all right, but feel free to chime in whenever you want. Seriously.
Everything's good right now.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. Let's see if we catch up with the chat. Gills, using Google Hangouts, cool. Didn't know that could be done. Yeah, Mike Brown. We can have up to 10 people in here at a time, although it gets quite crowded, and you really can't get a word in edgewise if you get that many people in. But I've seen it done.
Especially if you have night shame.
Right. So let's see. Wow, Yankee Outdoor Adventures is in the house. Welcome. Great to see you. Pusa Studios is in the house, guys.
Outrageous. Hi, Pusha and Yankee.
It is good to see you guys. Wow. Well, welcome. We thought we'd, mix things up a little bit tonight, and I've got my good buddy Jeff from Idiot of the Day, and I've got Pneumatic Bike on here. And anybody else, that might want to get on the panel, hit me up. Maybe we can make that happen. Maybe not. We'll see. But this is totally awesome.
Yeah. And to let you know, we're doing this kind of my style, or I don't know, it might be Gil's style, but we're doing this all natural. No subject. We're just getting out there and chatting with all you awesome people.
Yep, exactly. So if there's something you guys want to talk about, we're it's fair game tonight, as long as it's on the up and up.
Glenn and Marine, how you doing? It's good to see you.
So Treasure Hustler says that Idiot of the Day is 39 away from 1,000. Wow, you are getting close, buddy.
Yeah, I can't believe how quick it's gone. I'll tell you, Bob, I started it August 1st, and I had 33 people at the very end of August. And was it about 7 or 8 days into September, I hit 100. And then after that, a week later, I hit 200, and here we are. It just went that quick.
That's really awesome, Jeff. Seriously, to get that many subscribers in that short a period of time, it just speaks volumes to your character and how well you've developed your channel. So great job.
Well, you know what I did? Do you know Susan from Susan's Creative?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Well, I met her about a week after I started YouTube, I guess it was, and she guided me to a fellow Michael, and from there I met a bunch of people, and I met Nomadic. I think I met Recycle Dude through there, and then from Recycle Dude I met you, Bob. But what ended up happening was Susan said, you know what, it's a great way to meet a bunch of people, and you meet a great bunch of people in different communities, which you know, you may not have even known you had any interest in. Because there's so many things that you know, you think you like specific topics, but before you know it, you know, you're into the outdoor adventures, you're into the railroad stations, the recycling stations. You never know where you're going to be headed, and from there, it seems like, you know what, from community to community, all your friends, you two fellas, you know, you're all catching each other in different communities, and it's just growing. It's growing like rapid fire.
I completely agree with that. I mean, one thing that I mean, there's several people I've met since I've started YouTube, but one, you know, by starting to go to like the support channels and you know, doing these live streams and going to other people's live streams, there's genres I didn't even know about, like, you know, like lottery ticket scratching channels, you know, like the Slotto Man. And I love watching that channel. He's awesome. And there are others too.
Yeah, I've not been so much of a gamer. Sorry, Jeff. But you know, finding Night Shame and Redacted, and you know, and some of them, it's like I'm totally, you know, I get in there and I totally get into the chat.
Let's see. Give me just a moment, guys. Let me catch up on the chat here real quick. That's the way my life shows always go. Make a plan, never stick to it. Right? Isn't that always the way? Always something comes up. It's Murphy's Law, Yankee. That's always the way, you know, Murphy's Law always somehow comes into play. But we all seem to make it work out somehow. Let's see. Just tried to DM you on Twitter, but we're not connected. Pooza, let me go ahead and give you my email address. If you could give me yours, I could send you an invite. Hold on just a moment. Do you guys mind if Pooza comes on with us?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Sweet. This is turning into an epic night.
It sure is.
All right, Pooja, I put my email in the chat. If you want to go ahead and send me your email, I can send you an invite and get you on that way. I'm not really super familiar with Twitter. I know just enough to be dangerous. And to, you know, send selfies to, you know, the Blue Ridge group. That's great.
Okay, Pusha, we're waiting.
Pneumatic bike's getting a little impatient. Let's step up that game there. No. Wow, this is exciting stuff, man. That's cool.
Hey, Bob, do you have snow your way right now?
Snow. We had snow earlier today. maybe an inch or so accumulated before it changed to rain, and then it just turned to a slushy mess.
Yeah, now you probably got enough rain to give you a good ice storm.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. It's going to be freezing rain most of the evening, so I'm just glad I'm not driving out and about. Let's see. Treasure Hustlers asks where Eric's been. Speaking of Gil Skillz, Recycle Dude. Eric's been around. He did a couple of streams last night, and he was going to do one tonight, but he decided to relax. You know, he did a couple of things for himself, and I'm glad for him. You know, he's been working really hard toward his goals, so he took a little time off today, but he told me that he wants to stream tomorrow, so we'll see him back in action tomorrow. Mike Brown says the vodka's kicking in.
Yes, just a little bit.
All right, there we go. All right, give me just a moment. I got your email. I am sending you an invite right now.
What's taking so long?
Me, it's me. There we go. I sent the invite, buddy. There we go. Let's see. Oh, is JoJo in the chat too? It's good to see you, JoJo.
Bob, she's right here, but she won't come on the screen. She's literally right here.
That's okay. JoJo, it's great to see you in the chat. And it's nice to see you in Jeff's streams as well, in the chat.
Yeah, JoJo. Michael Fire's wife gets in his live chats too, so maybe you could.
For 1 second, come here.
Yeah, come hang out.
Yeah.
Hey, Pauline Newman, it's good to see you.
At least say hello.
Hello, everyone.
JoJo, it's nice to
Hello.
see you in person. What a treat.
Alexander, how's it going?
Hey guys,
It's a party now.
How you doing?
that's right. That's right.
Welcome, good sir. Welcome.
Well, it's my honor to be here. How are you guys doing tonight?
Fan-freaking-tastic, sir. Fan-freaking-tastic.
Can't argue with that answer. I love it.
Absolutely awesome here, man.
Oh, it's nice. No, it's nice to be up with you guys. This is really cool.
Definitely cool. Definitely.
Yeah, it's normally past my bedtime, but I felt like getting a little adventurous and meeting the nighttime crowd.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So this is great. No, it just happened. I was just fooling around with a bit of stuff and I always check every couple, 20 minutes or a half hour. I'll see who's online and seen you guys and had to drop by. So congratulations,
Awesome.
by the way, for passing 2K and everything, Gil.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm still shocked that I got that far.
No, I don't think so. I think you've earned it. You know, people can drop by and have all the subs, but it's the views that come. People are coming back to see what you do, so you're earning your keep. So that's a good thing. Nope.
It means a lot, seriously.
Well,
And your channel is on fire too. I mean, you're closing in on 4,000.
yeah, I think right now or today we checked. I don't know if it's the same. You never know, but I think it was 60 away from 4K. So yeah. We only had 40. As somebody doesn't know us, we had 42 subs at the end of February. That's where we were at.
That's insane.
Outrageous.
Again, that speaks volume to your character and to the power couple that you and your wife have. It just speaks volumes to you and your channel.
Well,
And how
you
well-
guys, I mean, it's all like the same as your channel, same as your live stream right now, and the great people you got in. They're the ones who make your live streams what it is. They come to see you, but they make it epic. I always say, and epic doesn't have to have 400 people. It can sometimes be 5, but there are 5 epic people in there. It's important.
Yeah, it's got to be a mutual relationship to make it work between the viewers and yourself. That's for sure.
Most definitely. I see that in the live stream. Some people are like, well, I was going to go another hour, but we only got 10 in the chat. Don't say that. Say, let's go another hour because you 10 awesome people are in here.
Yeah.
Would you want to watch a TV show where we're going to end it early today because you're not really watching us much? You don't really,
Yeah, I was talking about that just today.
How? Where are you?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. You were talking about that today, you said?
Yeah. I've been saying that for a while. You know how, and it's been my personal experience that I can be in a chat and it'll drop down to 10, and I'm or even 5. If it I don't think I've seen that for quite a while, but I'm like, I just stick it out and I talk as much as I can, come up with some stuff that I can, repeat myself a heck of a lot, and it's like, bam, a bunch of cool people come in, and 2 hours later I'm not wanting to end it.
Yeah,
that's right. That's cool. That's really
a positive attitude and a positive aura go a long way. I mean, it's infectious and contagious, and people just gravitate to that. You know what I mean? So you may not be talking about anything particular, but people want to be there to support you just the same.
Well, the poster boy for all that's right here in the chat is Yankee Outdoors Adventures. I mean, he's my inspiration. I wanted to do that. We did it, but meeting Yankee and getting to know him was my my affirmation that was the right way to go. Like, once I seen him doing it, it's like, okay, we're doing the right thing, because this is the attitude, and the bond he's created with his followers by doing that can never be broken.
Yeah,
that's the nice thing about it. They'll follow him to the ends of time because of all the good that's in him.
Yeah, and there are YouTube channels that have shticks, and to a degree we all have a shtick. We've got our programs and we've got our things that we do, and we help people, but there's more than that. In essence, it's the person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That really matters, and that, I think, is the heart of your viewers, that they love the person.
Definitely. I mean, I don't want to get into all the details, but a couple months ago, we had some problems. People stuck behind us, not because of Pusha Studios, because they were connected to Andrew and Xenia. That's what it comes down to. It's the bond with us that they feel. You can't manufacture that. You can't force it. You can't do anything about that. That's just going to be something that you give to the audience willingly, except that some people will not like it. Be okay with that. Pick your demographic that you want to fit into, and don't wave from it. Because we were using that in a hangout. I was talking to Lunatic Dad, and then we were just saying that imagine you had a show like Hawaii Five-0. I'm just picking one on my hat, and one week it is the Hawaii Five-0, and the next week it's like MASH, the next week it's like Three's Company. Well, how does anybody connect with you? You can never build a bond with those people because they're constantly changing. It's a roller coaster that won't end.
Right.
You got to find what works for you and move in that direction and be confident into it. It's okay to change, but don't change every week based on the trend. Move on the way you want to see your channel 6 months down the road, 12 months. We're literally looking at 12 to 24 months. That's how we kind of look at our stuff.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more, man.
Oh.
I Pick My Butt did say, who is this Booza guy? Is he a new YouTuber?
It's so crazy. He's going to get 1 million subscribers, and 290,000 are not even going to know what he does. It's just because they took him for the name, and hats off to him. Best advertising ever.
It's genius. Seriously. It really is.
What's a funner name to say in a live stream constantly than I Pick My Butt? I mean, it's free advertising. You can't pay for that kind of stuff. So
so true.
Well, of course, we got Idiot of the Day here too. So
yes, I was going to get to that. That was my next topic. Another amazing one. How are you, by the way?
Good. How you doing?
Good. It's nice to see you. Yeah, that's another great channel name. You guys pick those names. I'm like, oh, why did I never think of that?
Totally.
Good. And it works well for you as well in chats.
Yes, it's you know how it even started?
No.
Well, here's what happened. In the summer, my wife's from Sudbury, so we were going up to see her parents and that, and some fella pretty much cut us off, and pretty much it was road rage at that point, and up to the window, we didn't know what was going to happen, and my wife got scared. She picked up the phone. She says, call the police. So I was going to do that, and then he took off like a bat out of But the funny thing is, he gets back in his vehicle, and his wife, 2 little kids are sitting in the back, and my wife says, That guy was an idiot. He was like an idiot of the day. Boom. The first thing I thought, you know what? It sounds stupid. It's catchy, but you know what? It is what it is. So I went with it. That's all it is. It's nothing more than that.
I absolutely love that. What a great way for inspiration. I mean, it's a horrible story, but you know, out of it, something great came out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Though I'm sorry, exactly though, it's catchy, and that's you know the biggest thing. When I was looking for my name, that's exactly what I was looking for. 2 words, something that rolls off your tongue, and Nomadic Bike just hit me like a ton of bricks, because that's exactly what my channel vision is pretty much about. Something simple, not hard to remember.
It is, and it's easy. I mean, you can use it it's easy to market and stuff like that. And once again, like you say, easy for people to remember. We picked Pusha Studios back when, because our video business before YouTube. And the reason why, if anybody doesn't know, it's a town in eastern Latvia where my wife comes from, about 40 kilometers from the Russian border. And her mom passed away of cancer at 55. And that's when we started the business. And I thought it would be kind of a nice way to pay tribute to her. And anybody doesn't know politics in Quebec, there's a huge language police here. It's really true. Like, they'll come and measure your letters. The French has to be more predominant than the English. You can be fined. You can be taken to court. Documents, blah, blah, blah. And the roof on the S is upside down for the French version. So I thought it would catch lots of people's eyes, thinking it was a spelling mistake, would get us more coverage. And it actually does, because a lot of people want to tell us that we had a screw up in the printing, and then we get to tell them, no, not really, but thanks for noticing us. So, but it worked out well, because when we go into live streams, nobody can pronounce it right. So they always spend 2 minutes. That's how we got coverage. I'm telling you, we even got subscribers from it, from people for 2 minutes going, pussy, pusha, pussy, push, and they're all trying to pronounce it and back and forth in the live stream. Well, great. I just got 2 minutes out of it instead of just a quick eye.
My name's not a conversation starter by any stretch of the imagination, but I didn't want to. I had a hard time picking a name for my YouTube channel, but I didn't want my name to lock me into a specific niche. So I decided, I put out a survey to the place I was working at the time. Hey, what should I call my YouTube channel? And my boss, of all people, said, you should call it Gil Skillz, because you want to. You're showing everybody your skills to help better, help people save money and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's got a nice ring to it, Gil Skillz. And that's how it ended up being what it is.
How smart was that, though, to go? I love when people do that. They use the resources around them and how you kind of put it out to everybody. And that is so smart. And more people, even on YouTube, we should be doing that all the time. When you got ideas, anything like that, throw it out. You got a ton of peers here that can really help you come up with some great ideas like that.
I completely agree. I wish YouTube would roll out that community tab for everyone. Yeah, because it's such a useful tool.
Yep, I agree. And for some platform that doesn't want us communicating with any other platform, you think they'd be the first one to do it, because they're constantly trying to cut us off from the other ones.
Yeah.
That's the weird part of it. They should be the first ones, like plastering it everywhere, just if that's what they want to do. That's YouTube. Not always makes sense.
Yeah. It seems to be an ongoing battle at times, but I try to, be glass half full and be thankful that the platform's here to begin with. And yeah.
It is. No, and really it is. I mean, like you right now, you're broadcasting worldwide.
Yeah.
I mean, with an unlimited amount of resources for people to come in by the thousands, 100,000, it's an unbelievable feat of technology we're doing right now. But yeah, there's always going to be a cost, and there's always going to be glitches, and things aren't always going to go our way. So there's days to complain, but there's also days to celebrate what it gives us. We all know each other because of this platform.
Absolutely.
Andrew,
yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. You know what? We have this open platform. It's free to all of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like you said, how many billions of millions of people are using YouTube? How are we ever going to have anything like this ever again? So you're right. Just, I find Twitter, it's great. I found so many people through Twitter, and from Twitter, It's just like not a vicious circle. It just goes around and around, and it's great. It really is.
Yep. Twitter, I find it a bit awkward. I wish they would clean up the user interface a little bit, but it's still the most useful tool for YouTube, hands down, for the majority of the demographics.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Facebook won't promote it. Anybody that's using Facebook, if you wonder why when you post a picture you get 100 views, and when you put a YouTube link you get 3, it's because you're right at the bottom of the list of priority. Because they want you to watch Facebook videos. They don't want you to see YouTube. Simple as that.
What do you fellas think of Instagram? I'm not on it. My wife is. She every weekend she says we have to put an idiot of the day Instagram, because I have a few of the the social networks, but they're pretty much like just personal ones. So I like Facebook, and that's just one that I use for family and stuff. Right. I haven't put that out there. But Instagram, she says, probably a good idea, because I really don't know much about it. So I'm just kind of curious what you think of that.
It's great. I mean, we use it first and foremost for Xenia's photography, but now we're starting to tie it more and more into our channel. I still think Twitter's #1, Instagram's #2. Not to offend anybody, but if you're into the 50-year-old and older market, then Facebook becomes more predominant for your YouTube channel. If it's under 50, most of the time you're going to be relying on Twitter for most part.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's great to have all social medias and try to keep them the same name. That's one thing I think is so important, because then people can find you. Even if you have to make a new one, or God forbid you have to change your old one, if you can, and change it to something that's consistent all around. That's why we do everything Push the Studios. We shamelessly plaster our name everywhere. That's one thing I'm not apologizing for ever. Wherever there's a place to put our name, wherever there's a place to be seen, I'll put it. That's an Xenia too. That's one thing we believe in wholeheartedly.
As you should. Genius.
Well, yeah, that's what I did the day that I came up with my name. I put it just immediately on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I soon after put it on Vimeo, Metacafe, Dailymotion, anything I can put my name on. I put it there before somebody else take it.
That's right. Like Gil, let's take Gil Skillz. Like, you know how he picked his name? It's so smart. I mean, that's his brand. I always use, you guys hear me say it. That's your Chevy. That's your Ford. That's your Frigidaire. It's yours. That's the one thing that everybody will know you. It's your name outside of your day-to-day life that everybody will know and associate with you. So it's important to get as many places as you possibly can.
Absolutely. Treasure Hustlers is asking a question, and this could be for the entire panel. How do you promote your videos when you upload a new one?
Well, I'll let somebody else go first. I feel like I don't want to take too much of everybody's time here. Sorry about that.
Any thoughts, Pneumatic Bike or Jeff?
I do it on Twitter myself, but unfortunately, Twitter is my main focus until I get Instagram up and running. But right now, Twitter.
Yeah. Right now, I go through Twitter, like I'll tweet it out, and Twitter is linked to my Facebook account, so that will automatically get posted as well. As of right now, that's all I'm doing. I've barely dabbled in Instagram, but I am looking to get into it as well.
Instagram's good. I mean, Twitter, as long as you're doing Twitter, I feel that's the main one. Instagram, but we don't count on it too much, but it's good to keep it active. Like, it's good to keep it out there. Anybody that can come, any way to reach them is a good way in the end. But if I had to pick one right away, Twitter definitely. More than YouTube. We put more stock in our Twitter updates that we're going to be live versus a YouTube one because it's more reliable.
Unfortunately, you are correct.
Yeah, I'm not saying it because I'm happy with that. But
Dude, I totally agree with that. Instagram to me is a platform to maybe bring me 2 or 3 more people that I don't know, but I'll sure as heck tweet out that I'm gonna go live if I remember to. Anyway, this brain is it's not wired right, but so yeah, I'll tweet something out in a heartbeat. Every once in a while, I might say something on Instagram.
Well, it's good to keep it active. It is. Like Xenia does more of that stuff than I do. Like she really does a lot more of the social media stuff. I understand it in that, but we kind of pick and choose what each one's are going to do. So
my advice is any platform that reaches out to a multitude of people, utilize it.
Yep. Discord. We have Discord now. Our son takes care of that one for us because that was another reach. No, we're not a gamer, but it's starting to. It's like Twitch was just gamer, now it's starting to broaden out. So we went on there. We were overworked, so we asked him if he could look after it. So it's a family.
Yeah, I put together a Discord too. I think it was Dave 2D was the first one. You know, he was like, check out my Discord, and that I noticed anyway. And I went ahead and checked out, and I'm like, I'm gonna put my name on this too. And so I have my own Discord. Set up. And yeah, absolutely. Anything you can put your name on, like you were saying, and I kind of did it, just, immediately, but yeah, exactly. Like you said, though, you put it in the best words. Don't leave all your eggs in one basket.
True. Very true.
Look at when YouTube crashed the other week. There was a great example of it.
Yeah.
We went to Twitter, then Twitter crashed. We went to Instagram.
Backups.
That's right. You lose your channel tomorrow. At least you got 900, 1,000 Twitter followers. They can follow you over to wherever you start again. At least you got somewhere. You're not starting from ground zero.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Guys, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being a part of the chat. If we miss any of your messages or questions, I apologize. Don't normally have this many people in the panel. But we'll definitely do our best to answer them as best we can. So if you have any questions for anyone on the panel, definitely feel free to ask. Put a bunch of question marks after it or emojis before and after the question, just so I can identify it so we can address it.
Mike Brown says old school smoke signals.
Yeah, there you go. I just thought that Morse code, brother. Morse code.
Mike Brown rocks. I found him over on Van City Van Life, and he's a big fan of Chrome. And yeah, if you don't know Van City Van Life, definitely check that out. The dude works his butt off for YouTube. Every day, edited vlogs, edited very nice. He does very good work. Very good work. And Mike Brown was one of my first subscribers. My first subscriber, which was also the one that introduced me to you, Pusha, was Paul Barger.
Oh,
and
yes, that's true.
Yeah, and so I hadn't watched for for a while or something like that, but when I got this channel going, I was like, why haven't I been getting notifications from Pusha? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh, I'm not on that channel anymore. So I went ahead and I had to search you up and found y'all again, but yeah, Mike Brown is definitely a very good supporter. I love the guy.
I'd love to meet him. That's excellent. Anybody? Green Bay Wacky just joined us, guys. I just told them that we were on, so.
Welcome, Green Bay Wacky. It's great to see you tonight.
Andrew.
Yeah, I'm fellow Canadian. Yep, from Quebec.
Yes.
And then I am still I'm a Federalist before anybody from Canada comes down to me from being from Quebec. Huge Federalist. Annoying Federalist.
Now I have a question for you. Is it Andrew or Alexander? I've heard both.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew.
It is Andrew. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No. That's my bad. Like I was saying, brain working does not. So I for some reason think I remember you saying that your wife's name started with X. And until you're like, Ksenia, and I'm like, I got another thing wrong.
Everybody, she literally, like I always say, she goes into a doctor's office and they have the paper and they're like, and she's like, yeah, that's me. She knows it already because it's spelled with a K, but if we were to spell it here, it would more be like Xena Princess War. It'd be like Xenia, but you spell it like the K is there, but it's a long story. So Kiss Enya is the way to remember it. She found from another girl. Did the same name.
So I got it wrong again.
Well, everybody does. Don't feel bad. She answered.
So does she prefer? Is it Kenya?
Ksenia.
Ksenia.
There you go. Perfect.
I gotta jot that down.
Let's say it's like Kiss-Enya.
Enya.
Kiss Army.
Yeah, Kiss Army.
Yeah, I always want to I want to address you guys as individuals whenever I come to your live streams.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, Pooza Studio. Like I'll put Pooza Studios, and I'd like to say, hey, Andrew, and hey, Ksenia, it's good to see you.
No worries about that whatsoever. As long as you call us something, we appreciate it. That's how I always look at it. I don't take it to heart. I'm awful with names. I'm so bad with them. That's why I actually channel names I find so much easier, but I feel awful a lot of times. I can't. Yeah, I love it. Pronouncing game again. Yeah, Green Bay saying, yeah, we're playing that game all over. I've played it with him and Ben and everybody.
Thank you, Green Bay Wackies. Green Bay Wacky tweeted the stream, so that's awesome.
Oh, definitely. This is fun, guys. I really appreciate coming up. Thank you very much for having me.
I appreciate you being here, my friend. Seriously, tonight's chat. I did a live stream earlier today, and I just didn't want to set any expectations. I just wanted to chat with fellow friends from YouTube. And tonight was the same thing, only I wanted to do a panel. So I'm glad you came on. I really am. I'm glad every one of you came on.
No, it's great. It's great. It's we spend so much time seeing each other chatting or seeing each other's videos. It's nice to get together and actually talk talk shop a little bit like this.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's cool.
We're all in it together. And whether you have 20,000 or 25 subs, we're all small channels. We are all small. There's no difference whatsoever. The exact same problems. They actually get worse sometimes because as you get a little bit bigger, everybody thinks you don't have them anymore. And it's like, no, they're the same things as when I had 75 or we're having right now. They don't change. It's only after 100,000 you start looking at the idea of maybe this could be a career. I mean, you got to have some pretty big numbers going on to even start to look at anything.
Green Bay Wacky says, yes, cool. Get people up. Awesome.
Well, thank you, Mike Brown. I appreciate that. I hope you can catch our next stream. Always welcome. Everybody's well, same as here. Sorry. Everybody's always welcome to this.
Yeah, everybody. I go live at 4 p.m. Central every day. And if you know, my Patreon and my PayPal is in my About page in links, and it's also in links on the bottom right-hand corner of the. I'm not begging, but I'm begging. On the bottom right-hand corner of my banner, also on every page, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please I'm not begging, but I'm begging. So yeah, thank you very much.
That brings me to a point I should have probably mentioned a long time ago, guys, in the stream. If any of you, in the unlikely event you don't know Pooza Studios, you don't know Idiot of the Day, or you don't know Nomadic Bike, please check out their channels. They're all excellent supporters of the YouTube community. They are genuinely here to help anyone that feels they need it. So check out their channels, watch a few videos, interact with the channel, and subscribe.
No, thank you very much. And right back at you. You guys are doing a great thing here. Anytime you get together like this, it's a great thing. I believe this is what builds community. Livestream has been an advent to all this.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, it took, I don't know, it took the community to a whole new level, I think, and it's going to get more and more popular as time goes on, I think.
Fastest growing segment on YouTube.
Yeah.
But you got to have content for it. People got to realize that they can't just turn on a phone and go, it's good to talk to your people, but building like you're doing, you're very good. Your reach to people, you connect with them and that. Sometimes they think live stream is just kind of an open bottle and you can just get out there and they're going to come. Well, they might come, but you got to keep them. And, this is what you're doing. You following up to your videos and building a closer bond with them is awesome.
Yeah, I start talking immediately. As soon as it says you're live, I start talking because I know I'm going to have probably some people come back for rewatch.
Yep.
And I don't want people. I go to live streams and they're like, Okay, nobody's in yet.
Yeah.
You know, and so I always try to have something to talk about, and you know, and sometimes, you know, because there are quiet times during my stream, quite often, you know, where and you know, but when you know, it's like I have a subject that I start out with, or something that I'm even just talking about, you know, something went through the day or whatever, and then as soon as my audience comes in, that's it. It's totally about them, you know. But then after a little while, it gets quiet again, and so I start talking about anything that comes to my mind, which sometimes is very empty. But you know, so but it's like you gotta keep it going, and you know, and that's, you know, I mean, I guess it's probably somewhat of an ability, you know, sometimes it's not so easy to shut this mouth up, but you know, so but it's not like something that you can just turn on the camera and get going. You might want to have maybe even something written down, which I don't do, but you know, or at least a subject in mind every day. And YouTube shutting down actually helped me out the next day very much.
Hold that thought, guys. Let's see. JNC Fishing Channel just brought to my attention that Pam's Great Outdoor Adventures just reached 1,000.
Oh, awesome!
Yes, yeah, that's right. They did. And congratulations again, Pam. I was very happy to hear that. And hi, JNC.
Super happy for you and super proud, Pam. I know what it was like when I reached my first 1,000. I was just on cloud 9. It was awesome.
I like that feeding off of their rush now. It kind of brings back some of that, because I think 100 and 1,000 are the two magical ones until you hit like, you know, really, really big numbers. You can't replicate that feeling. I like feeding off of that. I think that's so awesome.
Yep. And
yeah, Pam, next 10,000.
Yes, exactly. So welcome to the 4-digit club, my friend.
Yes, that is really, really cool. And so well deserved. You do so much for everybody else, you know. That's nice to see.
I couldn't agree anymore.
It is, you know, it's true. A lot of times when you do so much modding and stuff like that, you kind of get left in the dust a little bit. So it's nice when people not being your job. Pam does it on so many channels. So it's great to see.
Pam, congratulations. Can you do me a favor and put Pneumatic Bikes link in the chat for me so that people can go over to his channel and subscribe? Someone was asking.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, to kind of roll on the point that you were making earlier as far as like subscribers and whatnot and building and whatnot. Andrew, there's one thing that I really, really like about what you do. When you've got like kind of a countdown, you know, I really like that. Before you start your stream, you've got a countdown so that people can build up in your chat.
Yep.
And then when you get started, when you guys finally make your appearance at the time you said you're gonna, you've got a good crowd present already. So you don't have to wait for people to show up once you go live. So that's an awesome practice.
And it was also because now, especially we're going to interviews soon, we did a lot more shout outs this summer. That's hard to kind of get people to kind of relax onto. So it's 20 minutes for them to kind of get to know each other. The ones that are really hyped on that can get a lot of it out of their system. So then when we start, it's not so much of a discussion. You know, I never mind people meeting each other into it, as long, you know, I'm the same way as you guys, you know, as long as they're not like somebody, I don't care.
Right.
But I feel like in that 20 minutes, they can get a lot of that done. So they're more ready then to kind of sit back and enjoy the interviews or whatever we're doing. And yeah, it builds up an audience, and it kind of builds like going to the movies, you know, we kind of built the whole previews thing, you know, and now we're using it to show our guests for the season. So that gives people a chance to set reminders, meaning more hopefully come when they're on. And so it kind of serves a bunch of different purposes.
Now, Andrew, do you do any pre-made videos at all, or is it all pretty much live for your channel?
Pretty much live, because I mean, I'm like, people don't realize, some people, like, we still have that business outside of YouTube.
Yeah.
And I love editing. Like, I don't even like shooting video. I can't stand it. I do it because I couldn't afford anybody to go do it for me. But then again, like my Xenia says, I'm so picky, I probably wouldn't be happy if anybody else did it. because I know what I want when I'm shooting. I can see it. I can visualize how it's going to look. But there's just only so many hours in the day, and when you do 6 live streams a week, especially with guests, like that's why we didn't start guests in September, because we just weren't ready, and it wasn't fair to the audience or the guests, because it takes more research, more booking, people cancel, nobody's getting paid to do it. So you got to be ready to, you know, at a moment's notice. Last spring, I see myself begging people on live streams at 4 PM. Can you come on at 7? Because our guest just canceled. So I knew what was coming. So, but I'm hoping to get more into it. I bought the brand new computer. I paid $3,000 I built it myself.
Wow.
Well, I for the editing, because I mean, I was just falling behind on a lot of stuff, especially with the new effects, and that I don't do like Hollywood productions. But I use a lot of noise reduction, stuff like that. That's just so draining on a computer. So, yeah, I definitely want to get more. I have train footage alone. I'm right now at about 140 gigs that I haven't touched.
Wow.
That I haven't touched at all.
I'm kind of in the boat right now where I need to upgrade too. My computer's kind of aging, and I want to take my channel to the next level.
Right.
I love to edit too. I love to edit.
Yeah, we've spoken about that before. That's why, yes, I remember that.
Yep, definitely. So I'm hopefully, with any luck in the near future, I'll be able to build my next laptop PC beast.
Well, I love Ryzen for it. I went with AMD Ryzen. The price point is right.
Yeah.
Canadian wise was $400 for the Ryzen 2700X. It's got an 8-core 16 thread, and it is a phenomenal. I mean, anything in Intel is $1,000 more.
Yeah. Intel is. I think they've fallen a little behind AMD a little bit in terms of, you know, I think AMD's kind of gotten ahead a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you watch one of the tech tips, and all like 9% faster. Well, I don't care for $1,000 and 9% faster. I'll wait the extra minute and a half for it to be done on a, you know, it's not worth the extra $1,000 to me. That paid for the video card, the difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
I built a travel machine. I don't know if you can see it. Like, I'll put my hand up here. That's how big it is.
Oh, wow.
But I bought it because we might be going back to Europe again, starting to travel. And this I can take on like carry-on with me. But it's got 32 gig of RAM, 3200. It's got an M.2 hard drive, 500 gigs with an SSD that's 1 terabyte. It's the AMD 16 core, and it's got a mini 1080 Ti in it, video card.
So yeah, so the biggest fear whenever you buy a computer like that is, well, you put yours together, but have you configured it in such a way that it's kind of a future-proof thing where you can upgrade it as time goes on? Yes,
definitely. That was a big part of it, was the whole, because I don't want to keep doing it. So I wanted to be able that I can just upgrade piece by piece. And it's a rendering machine. I built it specifically for, like, a gamer wouldn't want to go with the processor I chose, or most.
I feel so bad. Pneumatic Mike and Jeff, idiot of the day. You haven't talked very much. What's going on, guys? I feel like we're dominating the chat.
No, Andrew?
Yeah.
I did have one question for you. Well, it's not really a question, but the night that your wife, she must have had dental surgery or something, and you had the panel on. Night Shame, that was the first time I'd seen Night Shame. That was about a month or two ago, was it? About a month, 2 ago, something like that?
Yep.
Okay. And then this past week, when you had Night Shame on, I couldn't have come across a better stream that night. Honestly, for someone, I'm not into gaming, and I love guitar, but I'm not into gaming. I don't know a thing about it, but honestly, it's you know, he's bringing so many people in that have, you know, like the kids, adults that actually play, but someone that has no interest can sit there and actually you know, sit there for like 40 minutes to an hour and sit and watch or listen to this guy. But where do you think do you think he's going to continue at right now, or do you think it's
no, I think he's going.
How do you think that's going to go forward?
He has a gift that most gamers don't have, and that he's a people person.
Yeah,
that's his secret to all of
it.
He can, and even if somebody is 60, they enjoy Night Shame. You know, where most gamers can never say they can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if his channel. I always wonder sometimes if his channel will still have kind of gaming into it. And he's not really like a diehard gamer compared to some of them. You know, it's more like the. It's like us with the wheel. You know, his wheel is like that we spin. His wheel is the video game running behind. It's not like he's right into it and forgetting that people are there. He more uses it for visual effect as he's conversing with his audience.
Yeah, no, that's what I really like. I like that he, participation, grabbing the people there, because, like I said, I don't watch my son, my kid does, but usually the ones that he's listening to, he's into Fortnite, that's all he's into. But it's different. I see them on YouTube. Not anything against anybody, but he's one of the few that's actually grabbing people as they come in, and he's keeping them, and that it's incredible.
Definitely. Well, I mean, look at Gil here and his channel.
Oh, yeah.
Gil has a look already. He's built a brand, and it's that room, and it's his kind demeanor I find all the time that you can always feel in here. He's got a very welcoming aura, and that's where everybody has their own thing that makes them what they are. Like what Gil's doing right now, nobody can ever be Gil, because Gil is Gil. Gil's that person, that certain age, that certain background, with that whole thing that makes him what he is. And that's what you got to find, is what makes you you, and be the best you can be.
Oh,
and you're the best Gil I ever met.
Thanks, man. It's really nice of you to say.
No, I honestly mean that. No, you are a very kind person. And even when you're typing in the chat to anybody, you're always very positively kind. And I do believe in the end, that's what gets people ahead on here, because people are fed up of it. By the time they see you, they've had a long work day. They've been yelled at, screamed at. Kids didn't listen, all these things. They're not coming here to be down, or they're going to a channel specifically to feel that way. There's channels that are designed just for that. And I'm not knocking them. Everybody needs an audience. But I feel that in the long run, the long gain, that's the channels that really will survive what comes at them. You know?
Hello, treasure hustlers.
No, I think
also the accent and the voice is definitely not hurting Night Shame. And his humor, okay? And if Night Shame is in the chat right now, I am still waiting to find out how to win your socks.
Nice. I was going to say, Night Shame has a very captivating personality.
Yeah.
And he has the ability in his streams. I've visited several of his streams. And I'm not big into gaming streams either, to be honest with you. But he's another example of being there for the person and not necessarily the niche that they're in.
Yep.
He has a great ability to multitask what he's doing, aka playing the game, and keep an eye on the chat. He's always acknowledging people that are coming into the chat, making comments, addressing him. I see great things with him. I really, really do.
I agree. I think he's just getting started.
He is absolutely just getting started.
Yep. And Pauline Newman's another great example of that. I mean, how she gets so many guys in there that don't know anything even about the bags of Tomo, but it's an inviting place. There's so many channels that can do that. There's a lot to be said for somebody who's a good presenter, somebody who makes them feel welcomed in that. There's
Pauline Newman, if you're in the chat, hi.
Yeah, she says Night Shame has the it factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the je ne sais quoi, that's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know his accent. We got him talking a little bit about it the other night, and it's like he's not quite sure where it came from. It seems more, and people think it's fake, but when we had him on last spring, we were trying to get Zoom set up and it wasn't going right, and he was back and forth, and I heard him talking in the other corner, and he was still using the same accents. It's for whatever reason it is, it's his.
It's from his mom.
That's what I think so too. But I asked him where his mom's from, and he said he didn't know. You can tell me his father
wolves.
I guess I don't know. I kind of left a little mistake in that answer. So, and he is funny. He's got a dry wit, like a way. He's got the embodiment of an old soul for a man, for a guy that's 20 years old. So like he's almost got like kind of a 70-year-old wisdom into him sometimes once you get him to open up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, it's like you said in your interview, you know, you know, it seems like he was somebody that was associated with older people,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, that, you know, I was associated with older people, and, you know, kind of in a way I was too, you know, so it that kind of helps you grow up a little bit faster than if you were always associated with people your age or younger than you.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Morton, very definitely. Oh, you got a super chat.
Oh, Treasure Hustlers. She says it's for a box of tissues. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I didn't get a box of tissues.
I'm willing to share.
You got to make it, Gil, the other night for our interview with Doug Tenaple.
What's that? I'm sorry.
The other night when we interviewed Doug Tenaple, the guy, the comic book guy from Earthworm Jim.
I was there for a short period.
Yeah. We're gonna try to get him back again, actually, really soon. So I think he hit a lot of people.
I wasn't able to see the whole thing. How did it go? I mean, it must have been fantastic to have someone on your channel of that caliber.
I'm not saying to brag, but finally, a lot of people when we started said, you know, you can't do it. It won't happen. You always get the naysayers. You're this, you're that. And as much as I love every channel, and believe me, I put everything into every one of them, it was kind of a bit of a validation of, yes, we can. It really was. And how I met him is one night, this is a very condensed version of it, done all work for the day, 2 a.m. I put on YouTube Home. There's recommendations. And one of them was for this place called Blacklist Universe. And the guy has 1.8K subscribers. There's like 800 in the chat. And I'm like, don't make sense. This is a bot city, you know? And I opened up and it was real. And it ends up these guys have a thing called Comic Gate. And they've all separated themselves from Hollywood and Marvel and everything because they feel that the social justice warriors control too much of it now, dictating everything they do. Marvel and them bend every time they want to make it change. And they're gone on their own, and they're all cut themselves off, and they're like blacklisted from Marvel and all these companies now, and they're all gone independent. And he was one of the ones on the panel. And then I started looking him up. I was checking each one of them because I know nothing about this stuff. And he has an interview in his living room with Patricia Heaton, the wife from Everybody Loves Raymond. Sitting in the living room in Tennessee, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So I started following them because I've been trying this year to kind of up my whole goal is to get people that we don't see every day, to bring new people in this community. And I hope everybody tries that because we'll all grow from it. And there won't be so many fights and there won't be so much of this and that. The gene pool has been, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. That was kind of the goal tonight too, in a way, to get different people on the panel and, you know, that have different, different audiences.
Yep. Exactly. And kudos to you for doing that. That's so important to do stuff like that. And yeah, so he is this big time guy, done all these things, but in the end of his hangouts, he always just posts the link in the chat and invites all these upcoming artists to just come up and draw with him. And I thought this is so cool. So I just took the chance and went up and said, you know, we got time for a minute. And I said, well, we do these interviews and stuff like that. And he's like, excellent. When do I go on? He's like, okay. And he added me on Twitter, and within a week we had him on. It was just, yeah. And I mean, the guy sat in Steven Spielberg's house. He talked about doing it, pitching to Steven Spielberg, and
wow.
He had his own show on CBS. He was the executive producer. He created Earthworm Jim from start to finish. He's the creator of it. And yeah, I mean, he has a ton of story and a lot of great advice for YouTubers, which is really cool. Because he's kind of gone the opposite way, and it shows people there is a market in YouTube, because he's gone the opposite way of using YouTube to go to Hollywood. He used Hollywood to kind of go to YouTube. And he let us know why. He let us an insider tip. He said, because he was looking to do something with Netflix. They were trying to win him over, and they showed him how Netflix is taking over regular television. But there was an asterisk by the numbers, and when he read through the fine print, he found out it's because YouTube is now starting to eat into Netflix. So he decided to kind of cut out the middleman and just start and go right to here. So
makes sense.
Yep, exactly.
So do you have any plans, Andrew, to have anybody else on like that? Or do you have any, I mean, I know you probably have a bunch of people that you want to have on as guests in the future. Is there anything that you wanted to share with everybody in the chat?
I never thought I would say this. There's two that we can't even talk about because we're in talks with their agents. That's how crazy it's the spring. Like it's unreal. Like I say, just 3 months ago, we had to beg people to come on, and now this, because they found us as some sort of outlet for these guys to get started. They're huge, but they don't have a YouTube audience, and they're just looking for places. And we got contacted, and yeah, so
that in and of itself gets me really excited. I can't wait.
Oh, thank you. You know, it starts one person at a time. You know, and I mean, we had Dawn and her uke last night. You know, who is a small up and coming channel, but she was absolutely phenomenal. Every channel has a story. It's not just the big ones. Sometimes the small ones so much. That Doug guy said that's what he likes about YouTube is he's connecting with all these up and coming people who really have a story. He said the big time guys, they're all the same song and dance. But you know,
Treasure Hustlers is asking you a question, Andrew. What is your logic behind everyone being a mod? I think I know why they said.
Well, okay. So we're not going to dive into the early part, but certain times I felt like mods are hung over people's heads and it's an elite club, and it's not that every channel does it. They don't.
Yeah. No.
But
some people consider it as like a promotion. No, I agree with you. It's a job. It's a responsibility.
And I used to see the mods, like even when I was the mod of some channels, it was kind of like this insiders club. And oh yeah, we're like saying in the chat, well, let's meet in the mods club out, you know, we're going to talk about you like. And I'm like, I had enough of it. Everybody's on the same, like I was saying a while ago, whether you have 50 or 20,000, you're still a small channel.
Yeah.
So I just didn't want a hierarchy. So we were kind of like the punk band when we came on the scene. We're going to do everything anti-establishment. We're going to go the opposite on every way. And that was kind of our marketing gimmick. It was there's nothing to fight about anymore. You know, everybody got wrenches. So there you go.
It's worked out really surprisingly well for you. You haven't had anyone or any issues in terms of people like deleting others or anything like that?
Honestly, we were asked that a month ago, and I think Xenia and I talked about it after because we didn't know the answer, and I think we can think of 3 times it happened.
Yeah.
But we find out right away because usually people come in groups and they know somebody, they tweet them, we apologize, and that other person's like, that's one of the few times I'll just kick somebody right out.
Gotcha.
I don't care if you hate each other everywhere you go when you come in. There was too much division, and I don't mind working together, but I never wanted well, I can't go into his chat because he's in there, or that one's this group and that group. So we had the expression we start off with is we're like a bar, no gang colors allowed. You leave them at the door. You can belong to everything, but when you come in, that's one of the few things we don't allow is group promotion, because I found it too divisive, and I didn't want that. I wanted everybody to be able to come in. If you want to do that when you're out, that's your choice. It doesn't bother me in the least, but in ours, that's why I just stopped it. And it actually gave a lot of peace. And people slowly started coming in from different ones that used to never talk. They got along, even if it was not outside, at least in there, they were civil. So that I was happy about.
It's going to only work to your, go ahead. I'm sorry. Somebody else.
All right. I'm sorry, Gil. With the community that I've gathered so far, your mentality, the people that you've lost, I know for a fact you are better without. I mean, the community that, you know, I mean, I've had people that have come in and be like, you know, I subscribe to you, subscribe to me back, and I didn't pay any attention to them, and go and look at my counts and my counts and see that they're one less, and I'm like, fine by me.
Yep.
You know, anybody that's like that, anybody that's vindictive or wants to do harm to another one, sorry, see you later.
Yeah, that's right. Respect. As long as you're respectful, you don't even have to like what I do. And honestly, if you don't like what I do, there's lots of places to go be happy. I've never understood the reason to stay somewhere you're not happy when there's a billion channels. I'm not everything to everybody. Somebody's going to hate my voice. They're not going to like the way I look. They're not going to like the way Xenia and I do our show. I'm fine.
Or be jealous of your success.
That's another thing too. I mean, or think that we're not successful enough, or think that we're this or we're that. There's all kinds of things they can dislike you for. And the quicker you come to grips that not everybody's going to like you, your channel's going to do a lot better because you know where you have to go. It's going to hurt. We're all human. Anything can hit us in the gut sometimes and make us feel pretty crappy. But in the end, if you can look, I always say, if you can look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day with what you did, you're good.
Yeah, I think your Blue Wrench initiative, if you will, is going to be more of a benefit to you than a hindrance, because as your channel grows, you're going to have more people in there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that multiplier of trolls is going to increase as well.
Definitely.
So having all those folks that are dedicated to you and your channel, it'll just make it that much easier to fish those people out.
Yeah, it's the Clean City Initiative. I always say, if you give everybody a piece of it, make them feel like the same as you're doing tonight, the more you include everybody into it, the more nobody wants to have something bad happen to it. So I always say, yes, we give them all wrenches, but if somebody really does go too far, it looks like a shooting gallery, because you'll see like timed out by 27 people all of a sudden. So
yeah, I've been in that.
Yeah, when it happens, it doesn't happen too often. When it does, it's pretty much it's an open and shut case. So, but
La Lydia's Life says, "I like your voice, Pusa Studios."
Oh God!
I just want to say hello, Lala.
It's nice to meet you, Lala.
Trolls can be a healthy way to your channel. I think Recycle Dude said it best. There are good trolls and bad trolls.
Right.
There are good trolls, like when me and Recycle Dude do our live streams together. Somebody comes in and they claim to be celebrities, and it's funny as all get out. They'll act the part too. They'll Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone or Bruce Willis. It's funny as all get out. We're all about that. It just adds to the flavor of the channel. You know what I mean? Hey, all the celebrities are here. Hey guys, how you doing? And then there are the people that are negative, and you got to boot them out.
It's 100%. And I mean, there's things that go too far, like anywhere in real life. There's sometimes you have to stand up for yourself, and sometimes you just got to plug your ears and let them, get out of their system. It's so subjective to the situation at the time. Most times, I like to just let people kind of float on their own. If they're giving you a hard time, they tend to fall on their face. If you don't give them an audience, they'll either go away or they'll yell till they finally fall. There's usually two options.
Hey, welcome Scrap Kingdom, and welcome Faith and the Fallen. It's great to see you.
Hi, Faith and the Fallen.
Yeah, I figured for Xenia. Everybody likes Xenia's accent. I was surprised for mine. Yeah, that's what I fell for in her, so I get it.
Yeah,
I had, but anyway, I had a troll came on my channel, and then like later saw him on Otter's channel. But I had a troll come on my channel, and he comes on there and he's like, "Hi, fat face," and I'm like, so I'm just like, I just go past that, and then and he said something again later, and then the next day he came on and he's like, "Hi, fat face," and I'm like, all right, so I'm like, going past that, and he says, "Fat face, you're gonna eat all the food." I was like, I already ate all the food. And he didn't see him again.
That's right. Play them at their
I was
game.
like, at least you can be talented, say something funny, think of something, real. I don't know, it's like, are you 5 years old? I don't know.
Right. So Lala Lydia's Life asks, what's the definition of a YouTube troll? Anyone want to take that one?
I'll pass it off to you guys. I feel bad. I feel like I've been talking too much. I feel awful now. Sorry.
Jeff, do you want to answer that one, bud?
I'm just going to get coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Bob, can you think of one?
Can I think of a
definition?
Well, there's a difference. I mean, Michael Fire explains it the best way. There's a difference between a good troll who can come up with something funny, can you know, okay, I thought I lost you, bro. He can come up with something funny, something intelligent, something like that. And then there's, you know, some of the trolls that come up with, hey, fat face. You know what I'm saying? But a troll is somebody who's trying to project something negative, and dealing with Facebook. I've dealt with Facebook a lot. I'm a moderator in a few groups, and I actually have a group of my own. And one of them is Nomadic Bike. But but yeah, trolls can even come up with a statement, you know, a totally you would think it's just a typical post, somebody coming on and saying, hey, you know, this and that, but they know that it's going to explode. You know, they can say, you know, come on and say, what about this situation, you know, but they know that it's totally going to explode, and it's going to be an FU fest, and then they'll just sit back and watch.
Very true. Very true. And Treasure Hustlers, I don't know if she Googled it or what, but this is a great definition. She says, internet troll is someone who posts inflammatory, extraneous, or off-topic messages in an online community such as a forum, chat room, or vlog with the primary intent of provoking readers into an emotional response or of otherwise disrupting normal on-topic discussion.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Exactly.
That's exactly what a troll is. Well done.
You just had a new video song posted something, I think was almost in that.
Google. She did. She looked it up on Google. MC Lockdown by Mad Crash has a question for you, Nomadic Bike. He wanted me to ask you how he started.
He started because I started doing crappy videos in the back of a bowling alley. I picked up my $100 phone and started recording stuff on my breaks or whatever after work. And just because, see, I started this YouTube channel in December of 2017. And I hadn't done anything until probably 5 months ago. And even then, when I was starting to do it, I was a little bit lackadaisical. But sorry, I'm slurring.
You're fine.
But I did just go ahead and get started to get myself started. And this is something that I preach in quite a few of my live streams, is that your first stuff is going to be crap. It's going to be lousy. You're going to hate it. Everybody that watches it is probably going to hate it, but you have to get started somewhere. You have to start doing something if that's what you want to do. And I close every single one of my everything with always chase your dreams, you know, and that was part of what, you know, started me doing my live streams every day at 4:00 p.m. Central. And, you know, because I did actually get myself started. I did finally pick up my phone, which has a camera. And I did just start talking into it and uploaded it even before I could think about it, and started doing something. And he saw all this going on. He saw me getting, you know, subscribers. My live streams have been having some, you know, a halfway decent amount of people coming in. I have had some, and almost, actually, I have actually had with somewhere, you know, 500-ish subscribers. I have had almost as much as in my live streams as I've seen with some that have like 2,000, 2,700 subscribers, you know. But, you know, it's like I'm doing something.
Yep.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Pauline Newman says, I've met trolls in Pooza Studios live streams, and I'll sternly tell them to cut out their BS, but in a kind way.
Yep.
By the end of the night, they're subscribed to me, and now they're my biggest supporters.
That's right. 100%. That's why I tell people, like, if I, with the wrenches, it's one thing I try to tell them, like, just because somebody comes in and says sub for me, don't ban them right away. Give them a chance.
Right.
And I'm sure you've probably had some too that come and screw, and then they hang around and they get to know you better. They can be actually really good people. Everybody deserves a chance. You know, if it keeps on 10, 15 times over, it's getting out of control. Well, then you got to deal with it for the rest of the people in there. But yeah, give everybody a chance.
I've heard a bunch. I'm sorry.
Appreciate and respect the fact that you set them straight. You know what I mean? They may not even realize that they're kind of acting out of turn.
Yep. Some people do that. They'll say, oh my God, I'm sorry. And then for the rest of the night, they're on their best behavior. You know, they just thought right away, okay, they seen somebody subscribe and they thought it was, you know, it's understandable. It's very confusing in a lot of chats. One is good. The other one you can't. The other one they'll tolerate to a certain point. I always tell people, like, just take a moment, sit back and watch the stream for 5 minutes and get a feel for what people are doing. I never jump in right away. Let it see where it is. If it's new, okay, they're like this, they talk that way. Like the names for subs, oh my God, buses, flying Pop-Tarts. If you try to remember every one of them, my God, you have a dictionary full of them, you know.
No, I get a vision of flying Pop-Tarts in my head.
Well, that's, if I did that, my job is complete. I can have a good Saturday. What's your story on your channel? Can you tell me a bit about where you started from, Gil? Like, what was your initial want to be on YouTube, if you don't mind me asking?
No, of course not. I don't mind telling you that. I like many other people, used YouTube as kind of like a search engine, you know, aside from watching cool videos and whatnot. So there was one day when I was trying to figure out how to fix the front end of my car. I was trying to replace the struts or the strut assembly, and I didn't really know how to do it. So I looked on YouTube. I wanted to save a little money and do it myself. So I looked on YouTube, and I looked and I found something. I found somebody's channel that helped me get through it. But there were a lot of things that I learned along the way that really should, that wasn't addressed in that particular video.
Right.
So I'm like, something, I thought it'd be a great idea to start a channel just to kind of create how-to videos. You know what I mean? To kind of help people out, to help people save money, make money, and what have you. And that's the final straw was scrapping. As you know, the majority of my videos are scrapping.
Right.
So I figured I'd kind of put 2 and 2 together and start a channel. And just start creating how-to videos and do scrapping videos. Well, here I am.
And you got a really, why I ask is because I was wondering what your background is, because you really have a good personality for it. You're very pleasant on the camera. You work well for it. I was wondering if you had done anything in front of a camera before it, because you definitely do a good job onto that, I find.
I'll be honest, I was nervous as hell the first couple of videos I created. I mean, if you go back and watch my very first video, well, you'll see it. Let's just say you'll see it. But after a while, it just got easier and easier. And and I've worked in customer service my whole life. I've talked with people over the phone. I've talked with the people in person, selling cell phones and whatnot. And I just like interacting with people.
When you're a salesman, you're a character. Not a character like you're not being yourself, but you go into a state of mind. I had my own business. It's the exact same thing. You're not, you got to be that. You got to be like putting yourself forward. You got to be confident. You got to be all these things that transcribe right into being in front of a camera. So once you get over the initial shock of being recorded, like a vlogging, to this day, I cannot grasp the concept. I've tried. I've turned on the camera, looked at it, and for nothing but 2 minutes. I'm so tongue-tied. I'm so confused. I know I'm talking to a camera. Treasure Hunter says he used to be a sex phone operator to you.
Awesome.
I find live streams so impulsive. I find they're easy to do. I never thought I would, because I always did just behind the camera, but I just can't click with vlogging. I can't. I've tried. I wish I could, but I don't think I'm cut out for it.
I was just the opposite. Like when I first started, I started creating you know, edited videos. Like I'd record videos and I'd edit it up and post it up. I never thought I'd be good at live streaming because, well, I did a lot of editing.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't edit live.
No.
So that's why I kind of held off on it for the longest time. And what started me on live stream was probably, I'd have to say, Recycle Dude, to be honest with you. Reaching, well, one of the first live streams I ever did was to try to get him to 1,000 subs. And that kind of broke the ice for me.
Right. I remember that day. Yeah. I remember that day.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All the technical glitches and all.
You make it work. I mean, I always tell people, if you're not sure if you can do live streaming, go on a panel, ask one of your friends if you can come up with them for a half hour, you get a feel for it. It's easier to do it here than when you get the controls. Not that it's very complicated, but it just takes one less thing you have to worry about when the time comes you go live.
Right.
So it's not so bad once you get going. I feel so comfortable just after a couple of months now. It's amazing. My Xenia and I said we were working on the house and we were in the gas bay and no internet connection. How much I missed it. And how much I talk to people in real life like I'm on a YouTube channel, you know, love what you're doing, keep it up. You know, doing a review, it kind of becomes a mentality, you know.
Hey Jeff, same question. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel?
Honestly, my son. That's exactly where it started. My son's 10 years old. He's just like every other little kid, you know, loves, he's got his Xbox and he loves Fortnite. You know, last year and a half, that's when it started, wasn't it? Yeah, about a year and a half ago. And, you know, we went and bought him an Xbox. He got into that. And then, you know, all his little friends, about in the last year, they all started YouTube channels, you know, just, they all wanted to be what they call gamers. So he's been going on about that for about a year. And recently, this last summer, I guess, yeah, he said, "Mom and Dad, can we put a YouTube station?" And I was dead set against it. I mean, everybody's choice, whatever they want to do. And we do have our videos are kind of like on the weekend we go out and wherever we've traveled or whatever we've done, we're just showing everybody what we're doing. That's where we've started. It'll change up down the road, but that's just the start right now. But he wanted to do that, and we said, well, you know what? My wife always gets a good laugh. She says, I'm the last person she ever thought in a million years would ever do this. But I said, you know what? We'll put one together. So we put one together, and it, like I said, it all came from that name and that. And after that, I didn't. We started with our son, and he started a little bit in the videos. And then after that, it just kind of went from there. And like I said, I started August 1st. End of August, I had 33 people. And then it just went kind of crazy after that. But I like it, and I'm hoping to continue with it. So, but I like, I started about 4 weeks ago in the live streams. And the first couple, just like anything, you know, you're a little nervous. Then you get the butterflies out, then you get going. But I love it so far. And as you know, as long as everybody or anybody will listen, I'm going to continue and go from there. But it gets better every day, and you know, I met a lot of great people. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, that's where it kind of started for me, and it started for my son, and then it went from there.
Nice.
Has your son ever been in any of your live streams?
Two. About a month ago when he was off school, that went quite well. He enjoyed it, and then on Friday he was in one, but he put a channel together. I think you know the one, Bob, that I was telling you about. Yeah, and so he put that together, and he says, "Dad, can I do a live stream? You know, just talk to his little friends and that." So he did that, and he did that Friday, and then I said, "You know what? Friday we'll do our little live stream at 2 o'clock." So he said, "I'll sit with you, Dad." And after about 10 minutes, he was done. So you know, he's 10 years old, so we'll see what happens with that. But,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Pauline Newman. Pauline Newman says, when I was younger, I went to an interview, and the interviewer heard my voice and said, "You're perfect for this job." What's the job, I asked? Phone sex counselors.
Oh,
Awesome.
that's why I didn't want to laugh when Jeff was talking. I was trying to hold it in because I read that comment at the same time. Oh my god.
Oh, I wanted to read it. MC Lockdown by Mad Crush. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. It's not necessary, but I certainly do appreciate it. And for those of you that do donate, not that you have to, and not that I'm asking, but just so you know, anything that is donated is going toward getting a new computer, like we talked about earlier.
Excellent.
Just so you know where it's going.
And those of you that don't know, MC Lockdown is new to this game. He is actually one that I haphazardly inspired. He was like, and he was like, this guy's doing garbage in the back of a bowling alley, and and he's and this and that, and he was like, dang, I might as well get my start. MC Lockdown is very new to this, and he's very hungry. If you haven't checked him out, please check him out. He's making devices to help with school shootings.
What?
Exactly. It's a lock device to put on the hydraulic door closer to make the door inaccessible. And this is his goal. He's trying to go nationwide with this. He's if there's anybody out there that is trying to help people, MC Lockdown. Thank you very much.
Pam, or one of the mods, can you please put MC Lockdown's link in the chat so that people can check him out?
MC Lockdown. I don't know if you have Twitter or not. Does he? Do you know if he has? Do you know if he has the social medias like that?
Actually, no, I don't. MC Lockdown. If you don't have Twitter, you need to get that.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk to you. Yeah. Please, if you have anything, if you can check out our channel, all the links are in the descriptions and the about section. Please look me up.
MC Lockdown, definitely reach out to Booza Studios.
Sorry, I don't mean to do that on your show. Just because this is something very interesting and
no,
very interesting.
Yeah,
by all means,
please, and reach out to me as well. My email address is in the about section on my YouTube page.
Yes.
Please feel free to email me with any details and any ways that I can help as well.
Thank you.
MC Lockdown has said that he doesn't care if somebody rips his idea off and makes more of them, as long as this gets out there.
Yeah. Oh, he does. Good. And get in touch with both of us. And once again, Gil, thank you for your understanding. I don't want to. Just something like that. I think it's very noble. We should all, anybody who can get that out.
Yeah, it's definitely a good cause for sure.
Yeah. No. Because if
Brown, thank you so much. Although Mike Brown said it's for beer, so gave me a $2 donation. Thank you.
Canadian.
Dang it, man, Mike Brown, where's my beer? No, actually, send me vodka. I might have to put my address in my also in description where all my charities are. But
yeah, for those of you that may or may not know the folks on this panel here, please support them as well. They're excellent supporters of the YouTube community. We've got Jeff here from Idiot of the Day. We've got Pneumatic Bike in the house, and we've also got a very special guest tonight as well, Booza Studios, Andrew here. So please check out their channels and show them some support and love.
I want to thank you guys. This has been it's nice to hang out with you guys. I'm really enjoying this. It's a great conversation.
Likewise, my friend.
I love, that's what I love about live streams. If it's good conversation, you got it made. Because some people try to drag it too long, and I've watched people. If there's ever a note I can give you about live streams, when you run out of stuff to say, it's time to say goodbye politely.
Right.
because that is a painful thing to watch. Is somebody they're doing it for the watch time, then you can see it all over. It's well, I have a wall behind me, like they're digging and pulling. Let's say goodbye. There'll be other times. So
you get to the point when you get to the point where you get that awkward silence, it's done.
Especially when you see someone's a panel of 8. Yeah, they're all looking at each other. Like you can see the windows between each other. I don't know.
No, honestly, I have found I've gotten those awkward silences and sit there and pull something out of my butt and just be like, start talking about something and then it's like blam. But this person comes in, that person comes in, that person comes in. And I'm like, hey guys, thank you for saving my show, and then it's like 2 hours later, I'm like, guys, I am so sorry. I seriously have to end this. My phone is on 5% now, and it's about to shut off. And, it's like, don't ever,
So
just keep...
Mike, I don't think we asked you the question. We might as well go full circle. What inspired you to start your YouTube channel?
What inspired me to start my YouTube channel? One of the two of the biggest were Roman Atwood and Seth's Bike Hacks. Okay, dude, Roman Atwood's vision for why he started his channel is very close to what exactly I am. He wants to, he started his prank channel, which was where I found him. I hadn't subscribed to anybody for like a very long time, but he was one of the first people I subscribed to, as well as Seth's Bike Hacks. And if any of you know me, I love to ride my bicycle. I love to terrorize the neighborhood. I don't terror it, but I'm all about jumping curbs and stuff like that. I don't just ride on the side of the road. I like the sidewalks. And, I like to go around the people and stuff like that, but, also, talking to Paul Barger, I was like, Roman Atwood started the spark because of his, his mentality to, just make people happy. That's very much what I like to do, and it's like and then but the thing is that part of my life also is about bicycles. I've worked on bicycles since forever, taking bicycles apart, putting them back together, stuff like that. I work on my own stuff always, and I love to ride, and so my vision, if I were to start to do a YouTube channel, would be something in between Roman Atwood's vlogs and Seth's Bike Hacks vlogs, but more of an urban thing, and I said that to Paul Berger, and he was like, dude, that I would watch that. And I was like, yeah, maybe I should do this, and then that was when I got actually serious about it, and so that's basically, Casey Neistat was probably a later inspiration on work ethic and, doing your edit right, and stuff like that. I didn't actually find Casey Neistat until I had already made the decision to start doing this, but he is also an inspiration, as he is. He's an inspiration to everybody. I seriously have no doubt. But that's basically the reason I actually decided to start.
That's cool. That's really cool. I love hearing everybody's story on what got them to the point where, like, I want to create a YouTube channel. I think it's really cool to hear everyone's individual story, and everyone's different.
It's so individual. It's snowflakes. It really is. Everybody has a story here. That's what's so cool about this place. It's nice to have channels, but there's a whole pile of onion layers underneath of it that you get to find as you get to know people. And that really builds the long-term followings. I truly believe that. The more you get to know people in layers, the more you'll want to keep following them because you're more invested in them.
Absolutely. Andrew, are you saying we're ogres? Ogres have layers?
Did I say ogres? Or did I say onions? I'm sorry. I meant to say
you were using layers, and it just instantly made me think of Shrek.
Oh. Yeah. I didn't make the connection. I'm like, oh my God, did I say ogres?
Ogres have layers. Ogres do not have layers. Ogres are like onions. But now, with that being said, I think we're a little over an hour and 45 minutes in, guys. I wanted to thank each one of you for being a part of the panel tonight. Oh. This has been unprecedentedly fun, let's just say.
Gil, it's been every time I get to know you, it's just more and more of a pleasure. Same to each and every one of you. I love stuff like this. It's been an honor to be up here tonight. Thank you very, very much for having me.
Anytime, my friend. As for you, Jeff, and as for you, Pneumatic Bike, seriously, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And yeah, this is probably the fastest hour and 45 minutes I've ever done.
I know, it just flies by when I guess it's true what they say. Time flies when you're having fun.
Ain't that true? Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure meeting each and I mean, we know each other already through the channels, but it was a pleasure to get to talk with each and every one of you guys.
Likewise. You guys have a great night. Those of you in the chat, thank you so much for stopping by and being a part of the chat and being a part of our journey tonight. Thank you for the mods for doing such a fantastic job. And until the next time, guys, have a scrap happy day.